Hi everyone, this is question 8B of the PE2 compilation. Let's read through the problem statement once again. We are given a dataset of YouTube video with video ID, channel title, views and likes. And we need to determine the top K trending channel based on the ratio of total views to the total number of likes of all videos on the channel. And they lay out the step for us. We need to calculate the total views and the total like obtained by all video for the video title. And then we need to calculate the ratio between them, round it to one decimal place. And then we return the top K channel. Okay, so they explain what is top K over here. We will touch on this more later. And if a video has 0 likes, we must ignore the video. And a hint for us is that we can use the round function to perform rounding. So for each data analysis question, there's almost always 4 steps to the solution. First, we have to read the data. Then we have to filter the data for relevant and valid rows. And then we need to group the data in some data structure so that it can be easily processed later down the line. First, how can we read the data? We just need to use the readCSV file function, right? And because we are not doing anything with the header, so we can ignore it by slicing it off. Then we need to filter data. We have to look for restriction on the data. And here there's only one restriction. If a video has 0 likes, then we ignore the video. So let's filter out every video that is 0 like. Filter lambda row. The row 4 should not be 0. Okay. How can we know how to group the data and how to process the data? We need to work backward from the output of the problem. Here, the output of the problem is a list of pair, right? It's a list of channel and ratio. So that means for each of the channel, we need to calculate the ratio, right? So this is a mapping between the channel and the ratio. So let's do a dict from the channel to the ratio. And then we can sort and top K in order to get the final output over here. Okay, how can we calculate the ratio? What is the ratio here? It's the total number of views to the total number of likes. So that means we have to collect every data point, like every views data point and every like data point for each channel in order to calculate the total number of views and the total number of likes, right? So we have to, for each channel, so again it's a dict, right? For each channel, we have to collect every view and every like. Okay, and then how can we couple these two data together? We need to use a tuple, right? A tuple pair. So yeah, so this is the data structure that we want to be able to get in the group data stage. And how can we get from this from this data structure to this data structure. That means we need to for each channel sum of the view over to sum of the likes. Yeah. So this is the data structure that we want to get at the end of the group data stage. And for the process data stage, we gonna follow all of the arrow to the end, to the return value. Okay. So let's group the data. So we know that we need a dict. So channel to views and view likes pair dict. So this is a dictionary. For all of the row in data, we care about the channel, we care about the views, and we care about the likes. So channel, views, and likes, they are the second column, so row 1, the third column, so we need to convert to int here, row 2 and row 3. Okay. Then we need to, so each channel is a pair of lists, right? So we need to initialize the pair of lists if the channel haven't existed yet. If channel not in this dictionary, then we initialize to be a pair of empty lists. Then we can append the data into each of these lists. So channel. So the first list will be for the views. So the first list, we append the views. And the second list, we can append the likes. So this will be the data structure that we have at the end of the group data. Okay, so let's get to the process data stage. The first arrow tells us that for each of the channel, we need to sum up the views and sum up the likes and get the ratio. So for channel, view like pair in this dictionary, then we can get the views and the likes, like the view list, like list, like to be 0 and second element. Then we want a dictionary from the channel to the ratio, right? So channel to ratio dict. Let's initialize a new one. Then the channel to ratio, the key is a channel, right? We can set it to the ratio between the sum of this list divided by this sum of this list. So sum view list divided by the sum of like list. Should not be blue row here. Okay, so this is what we have at the end of this stage. Now we have to sort and get the top K of this stuff. So what is the criteria for the sort? We need to sort the pair based on the ratio, right? And we want to get the higher, like the top K channel. So that means we have to reverse the sort. So sorted pair is we need to sort this item based on the key, which is the second element of the pair. And we have to reverse it because we want the highest ratio. Then we need the top K of the sort pair. Top K, we always need to handle two cases. First, what if K is 0 or worse, it can be negative? Then it is empty, right? So like top 0 is like nothing. So if K is smaller or equal to 0, then we return nothing. Else, we handle the next edge case, which is that there's not enough element in the sorted pair in order to fill the top K. Like what if I want the top 10 for like a list of 2 elements? We have to return everything. So if length of sorted pair is not enough or smaller than K, then return the sorted pair immediately. Okay, so we have handled the 2 edge case, so we can proceed as normal. Okay, so what is top K here? We should rank the channel title according to the ratio and take the first K channel title. If the remaining channel from the K plus 1 and so on have the same ratio as the K channel, we also include those channels as well. So they have already provided with a way to get the top K. We find the K channel, right? And then we filter for everything that have the same ratio or have the higher ratio, or like that means that it's already in the top K, right? So it means that it's at least the ratio of the K channel. So let's say the cutoff is the K channel. So sorted pair index K minus 1 and the cutoff ratio is the second element of the pair. Then we can return the list of elements that have at least a cutoff ratio. Okay, so let's test our solution. So we can see that there's a lot of false. So what happened? Let's go through like every highlighted stuff here in order to like see what we were missing. We have get the top K training channel, so this is just the output. Yes, we calculate the total view and total line. So here, some view and some line. Yes, we need to calculate the ratio and round it to 1 decimal place. So this is what we are missing. We need to round this ratio to 1 decimal place. And then we have filter for zero like. We follow the procedure for top k. Okay, so we use round number. So everything should work now. And let's take another look at the solution to see if we are missing anything else. So this is slicing, so it shouldn't give an error. We know that there's 4 columns, so row 3 is okay, as well as row 1, row 2, and row 3 over here. We make sure that the channel, like the key to the dictionary, exists before like we use any indexing. So this is okay. We need to make sure that this we are not dividing by 0 over here, but we can argue that this cannot be 0, right? Because we have filter for everything that is not 0. And we like if it exists in the channel to like pair dictionary, then it means that there's at least 1 like over here. So that means that this cannot be 0. So we are safe over here. And then everything else, I don't think there's an error. So after working on the solution, you should always like review your solution using the highlighted info that you have here in the PDF, as well as like some common error such as indexing error, key error, or division by 0 error. And this is very common if like you have an average. Like if you're trying to calculate the average of a sequence, then you may do something like sum of sequence divided by length of sequence. But what if the length of sequence is 0? So you have to be very careful about division in data analysis. Aside from that, I think this is the correct solution. So we are done here.